Yeah. It seems like when you analyze things, look at them real closely, sometimes you notice little things. I do that all the time. I notice little things that uh, seem to have no meaning, but there's right there in clear evidence in your face. And today I noticed something, and I noticed that there is a new wrinkle in the blanket. And there's a news item on ABC, uh, HTTP colon double slash abcn.ws slash 29p4dmr, or you can check out my article on the Tea Party Tribune, and the link is right there and you can touch it. There's a picture of a man on there, and take a look at this guy. Now, maybe it's just the old racist coming out in me, but I'm from Shreveport, and I was amazed that such a man could be from South Louisiana. If he really is, I don't know where he's from. I know that's where he committed his crime in Baton Rouge. My image of Black Lives Matter was, shall we say, a little different. And what we have here is an articulate, deep thinking man that you would argue politics with over cocktails down at the country club. He has a huge web presence and discussed everything from philosophy to, the violent overthrow of our society. Oh, and he was one hell of a shot, too. Not to mention he was willing to die for his beliefs. Yep, there's a new wrinkle in the blanket. Well, what does this all imply? Well, as long as there were just welfare mamas and a few crackheads standing in the freeway stopping traffic, Black Lives Matter was simply an annoyance to commuters on the way to work to pay for their food stamps. Well, this man is an evolutionary leap, actually. But there's more. People like this do not run alone. This is just the tip of an iceberg, people, and beneath the surface is a huge, well organized political force that makes the new Black Panthers look like the Boy Scouts. These brothers got it going on. We, meanwhile, of the cracker persuasion, need to self examine just a bit. What would drive such a man to such extremes? Well, hey, let's be honest here. This guy just died for what he stood for. We Texas nationalists are hard pressed to get people to our rallies when we give away free beer. I've just learned in the last 10 minutes it would cost $40,000 for Ted Nugent to grace us with his presence. Great patriot. Swat them bees, y'all. And if you think this is not a real threat, please recall that we were driven out of Vietnam by a bunch of runny-nosed kids in pajamas shooting 22 rifles and burying sharp sticks in the sand. Just saying. If we do not seriously address this, these people will collapse the economy, shut the water off, and marry your sister. Is that racist enough for y'all? Actually, I'm not that racist. On the surface, before he fired the shots, I would have thought this man was what we would expect from the opposition. A man headed for prominence, a senator perhaps. But something poisoned his mind, and if you examine the police shootings according to FBI statistics, you will quickly see that the black-white ratio is fairly stable when compared to the crime rate of each segment of our society. When Lyndon Johnson created his entitled Great Society, he planted the seeds for the inner city situation that we've all known to come and love. With that, within that section are the usual crackheads and illiterate streetwalkers. But the law of averages says that there simply must be a Gavin Long somewhere in the crowd who is well-fed, literate, and just as angry as John Q. Homeboy down at the parole office. There is no quick fix for this. First and foremost, we must stop Black Lives Matter. Recognize it for what it is, stop being politically correct, and rid the ground of its shadow. Black lives do not matter to Black Lives Matter. Money, power, and political action matter to Black Lives Matter. To do this, all Americans need to support our police. Law enforcement needs to know that we stand behind them. You simply cannot have a society ruled by thugs. If you want that, move to Mexico. Excellent gun control down there, amigos. We have to disassemble the great society that spawned this mess. Young black people need to finish high school, get jobs, and have children after they are married. Those three elements have been cited in study after study as the formula for success. We need to make it difficult to go on the dole. Hey, it's hard to get up in the morning, brush your teeth, and go to your slaving job to get your pay, but we have to show this society that the results are far better than the welfare office. And when things happen, if a family is down and needs temporary help to regain their footing, do not punish or destroy the family for accepting the help. And get the churches involved. You are your brother's keeper. In other words, don't starve the children because daddy's in the house trying to find another job. When I was growing up in Louisiana, the black family was a nucleus, a rock of stability. The civil rights movement did correct some old things, such as Jim Crow, but we've got the water fountains fixed and the bus schedules are working out, okay? Then along come the Planned Final Solution, or better known as the Planned Parenthood of Van Sanger, to thin out the weeds, combined with the welfare system designed to revive slavery. And what did you get? Gavin Long, and he wasn't a long time coming. Now, white folk, you've got a choice. You can rise up with responsible black leaders who did finish high school and who do assemble toys on Christmas Eve. Oh, that blanket I told you about earlier? Just throw it over your head. I'm sure that'll make all these people go away.